Hey, what's up, everybody? For your fix of fitness, health, life, and laughs, you know where it's at. That's right, it's at the Poecast with your host, yours truly, Adam Pullman. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Poecast. This is the show where all of your health, fitness, and nutrition questions are answered by me, your host and coach, Adam Pullman. In today's episode, we're going to talk about how to deal with, quote, toxic people, how to deal with people that don't align with your goals, that judge you, tear you down, and really just don't make you a better person. How do you deal with those people, those situations, and so on? And yes, that topic, that question might seem more of like a self-help thing, and just a personal life thing, but you are highly mistaken if you don't think that it applies to your health and fitness, improving your health, improving your quality of life, all of that good stuff. And don't forget as well that your overall health is much more than your physical appearance, is much more than your physical health. It's also your mental and emotional health, okay? And that has a lot to do with the people that you spend your time with and the people that you interact with. So we're going to be talking more about that today. Make sure you tune in for more on that. So this month is June, all right? For the month of June, we are doing an awesome giveaway here in the show. And what we're doing is giving away 3 mirror products. So each winner is going to have a choice of their own mirror product that is on me. I will buy it for you. It can be any one of their amazing products, whether it's a coffee canister or a tumbler or a big old water bottle that you want to have for the summer to keep your water ice cold to cool you off, to refresh you, all that stuff, whatever it may be. You can go ahead and pick it and I will get it for you. Here's how you enter to win. If you have listened to the show before, and if you haven't, that's okay, because after you listen to this episode, you will have listened to the show. Go to Apple Podcasts. Even if you listen on Spotify or somewhere else, go to Apple Podcasts and leave a rating and review. This will help get the word out about the show, will help people better find the show so they can get their health, fitness, and nutrition questions answered. We can help people live healthier lives, change the world one person at a time, all that good stuff. So make sure you leave a rating with the stars and a review. That's very important, because if you don't leave the written review part, it will not show up on my end, and therefore you will not be entered to win, because I'll have no way of knowing that you even left it. So you have to leave that review part in addition to the rating part to be entered. So let people know what you think of the show, what you enjoy about it, all that good stuff, so they can see what they're getting into as they are looking for health, fitness, and nutrition shows to tune into. All right. So that's how you're entered to win. I will announce the winner at the end of the month, and you will get a mirror product of your choosing. Again, we're doing 3 winners there. All right. Speaking of mirror, there is a discount code that I have for you guys as well. Okay. That discount code is Adam Pullman 20. So if you use that at checkout, you will get 20% off your order, which is a fat discount, in my opinion. Maybe it's not PC to say fat discount anymore. Don't care. Whatever. We're talking about discounts here, people. All right. The other affiliate that I am so happy I get to work with is Magic Spoon. They make delicious high-protein cereal that tastes just like the cereal that you grew up with as a kid. It is so freaking good. I love using it when I'm in a pinch, or I just really don't feel like making any sort of food. When I'm a little lazy, it's a great way to get some good high quality protein. Their whey protein in there is very high quality. It's a great way to get that sweet tooth, even as a snack at night. Even if you're craving some ice cream or something that's pretty unhealthy, that's a better option, not the best, obviously, because it's a cereal. However, it is a much better option than some of the things you might normally go to, especially when you're having it in moderation. So it's a great way to curb that sweet tooth, or to satisfy that sweet tooth, and to get some great high quality protein in. And then it's also very just convenient or enjoyable when you want to start a Saturday morning that's nice and slow. I did that this last weekend. I didn't have anything on my calendar. When I open, guys, there's something special about that. Like when I open my calendar on my phone and I don't see anything in there for the next day, it's like one of the most beautiful things in my life. And so it's like, okay, it's going to be a slow morning. I'm going to be able to just do really what I want that day. I can catch up on stuff around the house, whatever. And so I was like, all right, lazy Saturday, here we go. Going to start it off with some Magic Spoon cereal. So anyway, if you want that discount, it'll get you $5 off your purchase, which is another great discount. You can use the code PullmanFit at checkout. All right, that's POEHLMANN fit at checkout. I think I forgot to mention, so the question that we're talking about today or answering today about toxic people, that was sent in by a listener just like you, all right? So if you have questions about health, fitness, and nutrition that you would like to have answered in detail here on the show, you can send those in on Instagram. So my handle is Adam_PullmanFit. Every single Saturday, you'll see a question box in my story that says, ask me anything or ask me a question. That is where all the listeners and you submit the questions to be answered here on the show. Anything related to health, fitness, and nutrition. It can be one question. It can be 5 questions. Anything you would like. I'll answer it briefly there on the story and then in long form in detail here on the show like I am today. Now, a couple more things. If you are a driven professional that is feeling a little stuck with your health and fitness, has a goal that you want to reach, and you're just not quite sure how to get there, you need some help and guidance, I invite you to be a part of our private Facebook group. This is where we get together to talk about the things that allow people to reach their goals. We talk about what it looks like to work with me. We get to hear from a lot of my clients that have some great success, and how you can have the same success. So if you would like to be a part of that group, absolutely free for you. Just go ahead and send me a message on Instagram or send me an email, adam@pullmanfitness.com, and say, hey, I would love to be, hey, I'm a driven professional that's looking to get unstuck, whatever, hit my goals. I would love to be a part of that group. Go ahead and send that to me, and I will send you a link where you can request to join. Lastly, we have free guides and free resources for you. Okay, so if you go to pullmanfitness.com/free, that's POEHLMANN fitness.com/free, we've got some awesome guides on there and articles for you on almost anything you could possibly think of health, fitness, and nutrition related. Again, that's at pullmanfitness.com/free. All right, today's question is from Lady Quinny. The question is, how do you personally deal with toxic people who try to bring you down, judge you, stress you out, etc.? Okay, so that's a great question. I think one thing that we tend to misunderstand when it comes to health is that it's got a lot to it. It's not just about your physical health. It's not just about how much body fat you carry, how much muscle you have, what you look like, how you move. There's also mental and emotional health. And the relationships that you have will most certainly dictate your mental and emotional health, or can dictate your mental and emotional health. And your mental emotional health is going to affect your physical health. Your physical health affects your mental and emotional health. It all works together, body, mind, spirit. Okay, you're highly mistaken if you think that those things are mutually exclusive. They are absolutely not. Okay, they definitely play a role with one another. And so it's very important that we learn how to deal with things like this in our life, because it is going to affect our overall health on some level. Now, I will give you the answer that I gave on the Instagram story, and then I will kind of expand on it a little bit. So here is my answer. I don't deal with those people. They're not in my life because I don't let them in. Of course, it's easier said than done at times. People will read that and say, oh, wow, that's unloving or harsh. And they're kind of right, but it's not unloving to the person. It's unloving to yourself. It's unloving to me. There's nothing wrong with keeping your space from people and creating boundaries to respect your health, time, and energy. With myself and others, I found that toxic people aren't the issue. The issue is that we've allowed them to come into our space and drain us because we failed to give ourselves permission to create boundaries out of fear of seeming rude or hateful. Now, I think that last part is a big issue for a lot of us. We have this fear that if we create those boundaries, if we say no, if we let people know the truth about what we're thinking, about how we feel, that is rude, that is disrespectful, that you just simply can't do that. It's hateful. Hate speech. You simply can't do those things. But that simply is not the truth. That is a complete lie. That is a complete lie, all right? The thing is, you have to give yourself permission to create boundaries in your life, to create space between you and people who tear you down, or else your life is going to freaking suck. Your life is going to be miserable. These people are going to drain you of your energy. They're going to make your life completely unenjoyable. Okay? And the thing is, like I said in the story, that's not going to end up being their fault. because that's just who they are. That's just how they behave. It's your fault because you didn't create the appropriate space in order for your mental health, your emotional health, and physical health to thrive. Now, creating that space, what can that look like? Before I go further, I want to make sure that it's clear that I am not a psychiatrist. I am not a therapist. And so this is just what I have done in my life and what I've recommended other people do and try in order to do those things. Now, if you have, serious issues, you've got some people that are really having a negative impact on your life and it's very serious, it's very important that you seek a professional in that arena. But these are just my personal thoughts. Okay. So I just want to preface that before I move forward. So again, we have this misunderstanding that creating this boundary or this space is rude or mean or hateful or whatever, but that's just not the case. All right. You can create that space and that boundary in a respectful and loving way. Okay. You can do it where you are simply telling the truth. And if you do that, if you tell the truth in a loving and respectful way, if they perceive that as rude or hurtful or mean or disrespectful or unkind, that is on them. That is not on you. Okay? If someone, let's say, I'm trying to think of an example. Let's say you just have a friend that is trying to get you to do, things you don't want to do. They're pressuring you all the time. They don't really seem to support you in your goals, and they want to spend a lot of time with you. And you find that the more time you spend with them, the more exhausted you get, the more drained that you get. But you can't muster up the strength to just tell them what the deal is. Listen, it's never going to be easy to tell them where you're at. Never. It's going to be super uncomfortable. And they're probably not going to react well because the odds are they don't have the self-awareness to understand really what's going on and how they're affecting you. They might. You might say something and they might go, oh, you know what? I never really thought about that. I am so sorry. That might be the case. Things might get better. But usually these people have a lack of self-awareness. So what happens is you say, hey, Joe, I'm going to be honest with you. I really feel like our time together hasn't been going well. It's been exhausting for me. I'm trying to reach this goal. I'm trying to improve this area of my life. Yet you keep trying to pursue me to smoke, or you keep trying to, sway me to get drinks with you all the time. And you don't seem like you're very supportive. And I think what I need to do is create some space, and we need to have some time apart for a little bit. That to me is that you didn't slander them. You didn't put them down. You just stated, hey, this time together has been exhausting for me and I need a break. There's nothing wrong with that. If they want to go off and say, how dare you think you're better than me, blah, 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 that's on them. If they want to react that way, that is 100% on them, okay? You have to accept that. And you have to accept that people aren't going to love you all the time. That's just the way it is. So you have to give yourself permission to create boundaries and create space away from these people, especially when it comes to self-improvement, and especially even more so when it comes to self-improvement in your health, fitness, and nutrition, okay? I see this happen all the time. It is the crabs in a bucket theory, okay? It goes like this. You have a bunch of crabs in a bucket. What happens over time is one crab will slowly start to make their way to the top of the bucket to try to get out. What happens is a crab that's at the bottom grabs the climbing crab's legs and pulls them back down. Okay? Those are the kinds of crabs you've got in your life. You've got people, as you're trying to improve, they are pulling you back down. But here's the thing. They're not physically grabbing your leg and pulling you back down. You are allowing them to emotionally and mentally pull you back down because you are giving them the space to do so. That's on you. So you have to take personal responsibility for your health. Yes, it's always easier said than done. It's way easier to talk about saying this to somebody and way easier to talk about spending less time with someone than it is to actually do it. I'm not denying that. I'm not saying this is a cakewalk and rah, rah, rah motivation, just do it, or else you're soft. It's going to be challenging. Okay. But if you want to grow, if you want to improve, you absolutely have to do this. You have to create space for healthy relationships in your life, for people around you that that if they don't want you to pursue your goals, they seem to not support you, you need to create that space so you can allow more room for the people that do want to support you, for the people that do want to see you succeed, for the people that do want to see you win, to improve your health, to lose body fat, to build muscle, to improve your blood levels, whatever the freaking heck it may be. You have to create that space. Okay? You absolutely have to. So to expand on this, one of the things that I wanted to talk about is this little section from this book that I read, which is probably the best book I've ever read, no doubt. It's definitely top 3 for sure. And it's called The One Thing. Okay, the surprisingly simple truth behind extraordinary results. It's called The One Thing. Now, this book is made for kind of like self-help, career, like productivity is kind of what it's geared towards. However, all of the concepts in this book can most certainly help you with your health and fitness. All right. So I want to go ahead and share with you something from this chapter of the book. This is chapter 17, and this chapter is called The Four Thieves. Okay. And these are the thieves of productivity according to this book. However, some of these things certainly apply to you in your life, and you can call them the thieves of getting your workouts in, the thieves of having a healthy lifestyle, the thieves of eating well, whatever. Okay. The thieves of having healthy relationships. So the first one is the inability to say no. The second one is the fear of chaos. 3 is poor health habits. And 4 is environment doesn't support your goals. So 1 and 4 really can apply here. The inability to say no. Let's talk about that one first. So in this first section, when he's talking about the inability to say no, what he's saying, here's one sentence that kind of summarizes it all. When you say yes to something, it is imperative that you understand what you're saying no to. So I think about, how does that apply? How does that apply to someone's health and fitness? When Susie, I got a client right now. We'll call her Susie. Susie is always my default, isn't it? I don't think I have any other default names for people. So whatever, doesn't matter. Susie, okay. Susie has friends that really like to go out for happy hour almost 4 or 5 days out of the week, which is, my opinion on that being unhealthy is here nor there. Okay. However, it is, she understands that it is keeping her, or it's one thing that is potentially keeping her from seeing better progress. But she is, she had this fear of just saying no to her friends because she thought they would kind of like ostracize her, be like, nah, you're not friends with us anymore, whatever. So what she had to understand is that when she says yes to happy hour, what she's saying no to is her health. Now you can argue, well, it's not that black and white. You can go to happy hour and not get a drink, blah, blah, blah. The point is, happy hour, that environment was dragging her down, keeping her away from her health and fitness goals, or at least more time and possibility for her to pursue her health and fitness goals. So she was saying yes to happy hour at the expense of saying no to her own personal health and fitness. So after she was able to kind of like process through that, she realized, I could still go to happy hour. So she still goes to happy hour with her friends. I want to say it's like twice a week now. And after she had a conversation with her friends were completely on board and completely supported her, because she had to have that uncomfortable conversation with people and say, hey, here's where I'm at. I'm working with a coach. I'm trying to reach these goals. And I know you guys enjoy getting 2-3 drinks at happy hour, but there are just going to be times when I don't go, or I come with you guys and I don't drink. Is that okay with you? Is that going to make you uncomfortable? And they were like, sure, yeah, we totally get it. You do your thing. Okay. Now there are definitely circumstances where people are going to say that, and they're going to act completely different after they say that. They might start their own group chat and go to their own happy hour without you, and it might turn into this whole middle school, high school drama bullshit. Excuse my language, okay? And at that point, okay, those were drinking friends, those were not actual friends, all right? So that's one little section. When you say yes to something, it is imperative that you understand what you're saying no to. When you say yes to letting toxic people in your life, in your space, too much, too often, you are saying no to the things that are good for you. You are saying no to the relationships that are good for you. You are saying no to the space that is good for you. Okay. The next thing that is underlined, you can't please everybody, so don't try. I think that was super important to bring up. So that's kind of just touching a little bit on the saying no aspect. Now I want to go to the fourth part, because this one really, really relates to your health and fitness. Okay. Let's see here. So I might read this whole section. Well, here's one section. Okay. This is, I think, the most important one. Here it goes. The people around you may be more important than you think. It's a fact that you're likely to pick up some of the attitudes of others by working with them, socializing with them, or simply being around them. From coworkers to friends to family, if they're generally not positive or fulfilled on the job or away from it, they'll probably pass on some of their negativity. Attitude is contagious. It spreads easily. As strong as you think you are, no one is strong enough to avoid the influence of negativity forever. That is so true. So, surrounding yourself with the right people is the right thing to do. Let me repeat that. Surrounding yourself with the right people is the right thing to do. Okay, pause. Surrounding yourself with the wrong people out of fear of seeing mean is definitely not the right thing to do. Okay? All right, continuing on. While attitude thieves will rob you of energy, effort, and resolve, supportive people will do what they can to encourage or assist you. Ultimately, being with success-minded people creates what researchers call a positive spiral of success, where they lift you up and send you on your way. Who you hang out with also has serious implications for your health habits. Harvard professor Dr. Nicholas A. Goodness gracious, don't know how to pronounce that last name. And University of California, San Diego, Associate Professor James H. Fowler wrote the book on how our social networks unmistakably impact our well-being. Their book, Connected, The Surprising Power of Our Social Networks and How They Shape Our Lives, connects the dots between our relationships and drug use, sleeplessness, smoking, drinking, eating, and even happiness, okay? So it goes on and on and on. The point is, who you spend your time with is really going to dictate what the freaking heck you choose to do with your life. I know, as soon as I was reading this, I thought of an example in my life. And it was when I was a front desk, just before I started personal training. I would say I didn't really adopt much of a growth mindset until that point, maybe, when I just started personal training. That's not true. It was before that, but I really noticed it start to slip a little bit as I was hanging out with more of these people at the front desk when I was working at this gym as a front desk associate person, whatever you want to call it. A common phrase there was, "It's not my job," which is, if you work in a place where you have great culture, you know that is a cancer. Any person that has the attitude of "that's not my job," gotta go. It is a cancer that will spread, and it was a cancer that spread to me. I found myself saying, "Well, not my job. Not my job. Oh, this person wants this. Well, I'm a front desk person. The housekeeper can take care of that. Not my job." And I don't remember how it happened, but it caught me one day. Just one day I said it. It's not my job. And I kind of like heard myself say it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I am turning into a "it's not my job" person. And so that wasn't good for me. And that was a result of me allowing those people to have too much influence in my life. Okay. Now, sometimes this is unavoidable. Sometimes you get they're just coworkers that you deal with, and you're just going to have to find a way to create more space around them. And you're also going to have to be very aware of what they're doing to your energy, your mindset, and how you look at things. Okay. Because over time, they are going to either turn you into a victim, or they're going to turn you into someone that has control. And that is another part of this book that I wanted to highlight. And it was one of those things where I read it and I was like, yes, absolutely. No freaking doubt. That's how it works. So I wanted to share with you, sorry, I'm trying to look at the book. And so that's why the voice isn't tracking the whole entire time. But I just wanted to share with you what exactly that looks like with the victim mindset and the growth mindset. Okay, here it is. So this book has these two little kind of charts. And up top it has the accountable person. In the middle, it's where it says life happens, and in the bottom you have victim. So life happens no matter what, right? Whether you're an accountable person or you have that victim mentality, life happens. Okay. So let's go through what the accountable person does. The accountable person, 1, seeks reality. They say, well, what's happening right now? 2, acknowledges reality. This is the way it is. 3, they own that reality. If it's to be, it's up to me. I'll say that again. If it is to be, it is up to me. Number 4, they find a solution. What can I do? Number 5, they get on with it. All right, let's do it. Let's make that solution happen. Now let's go back to the victim mentality. Life happens. Number 1, avoid reality. They ask no questions. Number 2, they fight reality. That's not how I see it. Number 3, they blame. quote, if anyone would just do their job. What was I talking about earlier? 4, personal excuses, quote, it's not my job. 5, waits and hopes. If it was meant to be, it'll happen. All right. So that's kind of what that looks like. And who you spend your time with will greatly influence that mindset you adopt. Are you accountable? Are you victim? Are you growth mindset? Or are you fixed mindset? And so it's extremely, I think the biggest takeaway here is that it is so important that you understand what you are doing when you let those people in. You are giving, at the expense of seeming rude or mean, and avoiding creating those boundaries, you are allowing yourself to say no to your health, to your mental health, your emotional health, to quality time with your family, to time in the gym, to eating well, to pursuing your dreams, pursuing your goals, becoming a better person, serving other people well, all that good stuff. Now, here's the thing you might be thinking this whole entire time. Well, I don't believe in completely, just casting people out to be their lonesome and, saying I want nothing to do with them. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not suggesting that you need to scoff at these, quote, undesirables, that you need to deem them undesirables, that you need to say, I never want to see their face ever again, that they are just scum and they don't allow me to grow, so nah. That's not what I'm saying at all. These are beautiful people that we are told were created in the image of God, even if they annoy the freaking heck out of us, okay? And it is okay. You can still love someone without letting them tear you down. You can still love someone while creating space. You see them at the grocery store. You treat them with kindness. Hey, how's this going in your life? Blah, 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 blah. Okay? Maybe they ask you to go to lunch. You're feeling like you have time to do that. Sure, that sounds great. Maybe they ask you to go to lunch and you know that all they're going to do is complain about a coworker the whole time and talk about how life is the pits and all that stuff. And you go, oh no, I'm sorry. You just say no. That's not unloving. Okay? It's fine to say no. Respect your time. Respect your space. You can still do that and love people well. They're not mutually exclusive. All right? I hope this helped in some way. Again, if you've got a major issue that you need to work through, make sure you talk to a therapist, someone who is a professional in that arena. All right? If you enjoyed this episode, spread the love, share it with your friends and family. Let them know that this is where they can go to get all of their health, fitness, and nutrition questions answered. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe it is over already. Hey, thank you guys so much for listening to the Poecast. Hey, listen in. If you have a health and fitness goal that you are trying to reach, I don't know what else to say other than to say it must be a match made in heaven. If you didn't know already, Pullman Fitness exists to transform the body, mind, and spirit through personal coaching and sustainable fitness plans for any stage of life. So, if you want to reach your goals, build sustainability, and enjoy life all at the same time, you guys got to check out Premier Coaching at Pullman Fitness. From custom-tailored programming to 24/7 access to your personal coach, you'll have everything that you need to succeed. You guys can find out a lot more about Premier Coaching as well as our membership program at pullmanfitness.com. Hey, if you enjoyed the show, share the love by leaving a 5-star review and introducing the Poecast to your friends and family. As always, thank you so much for listening, and until next time, this is the Poecast.